So I watched The Power of the Doctor. Let's discuss it. Hey everybody, Steve here, The Nerd Way. If you love your Doctor Who, Star Wars, Star Trek, comic books, sci-fi, fantasy stuff, then you've come to the right place. If this stuff is something you love, go ahead and subscribe. I want to talk about the latest Doctor Who episode, The Power of the Doctor. This is Jodie Whittaker's finale, her swan song, her final appearance. And I have to say, I'm not sad to see her go. Chris Chibnall should have never been in this position. He should have never been given the reins to Doctor Who. When he wrote for Russell T Davies and Moffat, his episodes were far less superior than what everybody else was giving. They weren't very good. And when he got his own run at it these last couple years, he proved just how bad he is at this. He proved just how badly he hates Doctor Who and Doctor Who fans and just all of it in general. In my opinion, The Power of the Doctor was Chris Chibnall taking The Stolen Earth and Journey's End from the Tennant era and the Pandorica Opens and the Time of the Doctor from Smith's era, taking all the stuff that he thought was good and rolling it up into one episode. You had all these former companions coming together, like Stolen Earth and Journey's End. You had the Master saying how great it was pulling enemies together, making, enemies allies so they could defeat the Doctor, just like they did in the Pandorica Opens. And then there was the end where the Doctor is sitting on top of the TARDIS with Yaz, saying how she'll always remember when she was her, or when she was the Doctor. Kind of the same type of speech that Matt Smith gave right before he regenerated into Peter Capaldi. It was just Chris Chibnall taking some of the best stuff from the past and trying to pass it off as his own. And it stunk. It was just bad. There was no sense of urgency in this episode at all. I didn't feel any... There was no point where I was going, oh no, what's going to happen? I was just like, Daleks, been there. Cybermen, been there. Master, been there. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love these characters. And under the right writer, these characters can be done well. Chris Chibnall's not that. And I got a lot of comments on my last Doctor Who video saying how Jodie is just an innocent bystander here. It was all Chris Chibnall's fault for the way she acted. All blame should go to Chris Chibnall. Yet when Whittaker was hired to play the Doctor, she said that she didn't want to watch any Doctor Who. She didn't want to immerse herself in any of the Doctor Who lore that came before. She wanted nothing to do with it. And then yet she goes on and she tries to act like David Tennant and Matt Smith. She doesn't bring anything of herself to the role, if she has anything of herself. It's just she was either kind of holier than thou, like Tennant could be, or kind of goofy, scatterbrained, manic, like Matt Smith was. Those were her two speeds. And it just didn't work for her. And it was the episode didn't it was a mess. The whole episode was a mess. I mean, trying to bring the Daleks in to destroy all life on Earth by igniting every volcano on Earth all the time, having the Cybermen in their own new cyber planet orbiting Earth, and then way too many member berries. I mean, they brought in Peter Davidson and Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy and Paul McGann, and just drug them through this horrible, horrible thing. I feel bad for them. I do. I don't think they should have been there. They should not have been sullied like this. And they truly were. Yeah. Now, the Timeless Children was the nail in the coffin for Doctor Who. That's the day Doctor Who well and truly died. This episode was just like a zombie shuffling along. It had no life at all. And of the four past Doctors I just mentioned, we've all seen it. We've all seen the rumors. We've all seen the pictures online. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. But when Whittaker finally does regenerate, she turns back into David Tennant. Why? Probably because they know this last Whittaker-Chibnall era was so garbage and they lost so many fans that they're reaching back and finding and grabbing David Tennant, and bringing him, putting him front and center and saying, hey, everybody, look, we got David Tennant back. Isn't he wonderful? You love him. You love him as the Doctor. And now he's back as the Doctor. Well, he probably's not. Because we all know they already cast a new Doctor. And David Tennant is a stopgap. He is an anomaly that they're going to use to introduce the new Doctor. And seeing as how Russell T Davies has taken to the role of activist now and not writer, I don't have a lot of hope for Doctor Who in the future. I don't. Not if Davies is going to continue to push the garbage that the previous era did. So there you have it, kids. The power of the Doctor. Not very powerful. And I have to say, I never did consider Jodie Whittaker the Doctor. So let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Am I going to get a lot of hate? Maybe. It wouldn't be the first time. But hey, let me know in the comments. What do you think of the show? Was it a decent send-off for her? Are you glad she's gone? Are you upset she's gone? Love to hear what you have to think. And I'll see you guys in the next video.